Are you in the market for a new or used vehicle? Look no further than Metro Ford. We have an incredible selection of F-150s, Explorers, Broncos, and so much more. Whether you're looking for a rugged truck for the job site or a family-friendly SUV, our expert team is here to help you find the perfect vehicle to fit your lifestyle and budget. And with our streamlined financing process, getting behind the wheel of your dream car has never been easier. Stop by today and experience the Metro Ford difference. We're conveniently located at 1000 Barnes Crossing Road in Tupelo. Online at MetroFordAutoSales.com. That's MetroFordAutoSales.com.
Coach, good to have you back. Had an off week.
That's right.
What'd you do on the off week?
Last Thursday, let's see.
I didn't mean for it to take this long. I thought you'd know at least what you did. We had a good off week.
We did.
And I know that's what you want to talk about.
I went
briefly.
to my grandson's soccer games. What I did last week.
That was good.
It was good. Good
And
day.
You supported him.
I supported him. Yes, I did.
Well, Coach, had off week. Having that, how big was that coming in to, this is homecoming week.
Yes, sir.
So how big was having that off week before homecoming week coming into tonight's game?
It was big for us because we had some guys that had some injuries that we was able to get them back healthy. So our trainer told us the other day that we're 99% healthy. So going into the last 4 weeks of the season, that's really good. So the off week really helped us.
No doubt. Of course, off week, as we've talked about, that was implemented last year. Was the first year, I think, and so all schools had an off week last week. And so, again, y'all were able to, I guess, kind of also work on some things, fine-tune some things that I know you saw. Our last game was Mississippi Delta.
Correct.
Big win at Mississippi Delta.
No doubt.
So talk about that win at Mississippi Delta and kind of what you saw after that game, coming out of that game.
On the defensive side of the ball, we're starting to grow up on defense. We're really young over there, so I've been asking the guys to get turnovers, and we had like 3 or 4 turnovers. We actually had one return for a touchdown, so it was big to see these guys starting to see what we practice every day, and it's starting to come to light in the game. So to have a game like that, I was very proud of the defense.
Coach, I want to talk a little bit about the defense. You and I talked about this before the show, but I want our listeners to hear this. We were talking about the game. Of course, we had a great defensive game against Delta. We're talking about it during the game. In the second quarter, all of a sudden, I'm seeing Demetrius Ross out there, Austin Mays out there at linebacker, Hazel out there at defensive line, Silas Jones at defensive line, Bryson Thomas at linebacker, Alan Dobbs linebacker. These kids hadn't even played all year. And here they are, 5 or 6 new guys on defense coming out there in the second quarter of the game. You're developing depth. And Demetrius Ross, if you remember, just took over. He had 3 plays in a row that forced him off the field.
He did. And those guys been working hard in practice. So, we decided to go and let them play, put them out there. And we're trying to build depth. And that's something that's going to be big, the rest of the way. So we want those guys to continue to get better in practice. And we're going to reward them, put them in the game, because that makes the team better. The way we can keep those guys fresh, that makes our defense stronger.
And it makes them ready to play. They know they can be called upon anytime. You can say you're going to get in sometime. They don't get in a game, then they're not prepared. But they were ready the other night, early in the ball game, and they'll be ready tonight, hopefully, to get in the game also.
Yes, sir, because we're going to do a lot of rotating guys. We're going to keep them fresh and just try to get the best guys out there in the fourth quarter.
Coach, talk about it, homecoming. Homecoming week, that's always a big week. A lot of good things have happened this week. Mr. Ingham on campus, had a homecoming dance, pep rally on Wednesday night.
Did you go to the dance?
I did.
You went to the dance
and watched. Yes, because we have to support.
You have to support.
I did not see you there.
I was not. They told me I was too old. So I could not go.
But we did. We had a great week so far, which leads up to tonight's game. Talk about homecoming week and how special that is for you and your players and your coaching staff coming into tonight's game.
It's very special. We take homecoming serious here, and I love that for the players. They get a chance to see that it's more to it than just football. All the things that happens, like the dance, and I think they did zone, skate zone or whatever it was. So all the stuff that they do for homecoming, I really appreciate them. But I also have to tell those guys, we have a job to do. And our job, is to go play a game on Thursday. So we still have to prepare. But I love everything that goes on around campus for homecoming.
Homecoming's special, and Brad, the college does a great job doing this, as you mentioned, this entire week leading up to. We've had different events, the dance that you attended. Also, they have donuts in the morning, all kind of different things going on. And, of course, it's great for our players to see these kids. Homecoming course, they know the members of the homecoming court. They see the people on homecoming court. The band does a great job. It's just everybody pulling together for homecoming. I know you'll keep them focused, but I hope tonight that we play hard, play well, and jump out there early.
And I think they are. The kids, they have been focused. I mean, usually you can tell Monday and Tuesday practice always give me a good idea of how they're going to be on Thursday. So I've been very happy with practice this week. I'm just waiting to get them out there and see what they do on tonight.
Well, we always have a lot of special recognitions, and done that. We'll do that tonight on the field. Of course, we'll have a ceremony. Had to get a ceremony and all that to recognize alumnus of the year, Sports Hall of Fame, ICC Hall of Fame, all that type of stuff. But at the end of the day, homecoming week ends with a football game.
Oh, yes, sir.
And so that's what it leads back to is that football game. Now, tell us about the team coming in or the team we're facing tonight, Coahoma, and what you've seen in them after kind of looking at game film.
They're big on offense. Their offensive line is really big. So with our defensive line, we've got to use our hands well. Their quarterback, he's dangerous. Dangerous with his legs. So we got to keep him in the pocket. So they're a team that we really got to focus on defense. On the offensive side, we just got to, do what we do. We got to be able to establish a run. Once we get the run game going, it'll open up the pass for us. They do have two really good defensive backs. They have a linebacker that, he was here before he went to Coahoma. So I'm pretty sure he's going to be excited to play against us. So we got to just make sure we're blocking him. So I look forward to, what we got to do tonight.
And we've talked about this before, and I know, as we mentioned, it's a big week, homecoming week, and I know you do a good job doing this. How do you keep them focused? And, we can look down the road. We know what's ahead of us. I'm not going to mention their names. There's some big North Division games ahead of us. How do we keep focused on tonight?
Because all I talk about is Coahoma this week. I don't care about what's down the road. I got to take care of what's in front of me. And that's what I tell the players. I just want to be 1-0 Thursday night at 10 o'clock. And I tell that to the players, and they say that every time we break down, they'll say it now. We just want to be 1-0, So once we become 1-0, we'll worry about whatever's down the road.
How big, I know it was a week before last, when we were at Delta, of course, field conditions were a little different down there simply because they'd had a lot of rain and they weren't able to mow as often as other areas were.
Plus, we had some flying crickets.
Had some flying crickets as well, and so those were out. But I know you gave Berciaga, he got that chance at that 50, and I know he I think he had the distance on it.
He did.
Just a little bit. That field conditions were just a little tough too on him. How special do you think that's going to play coming into tonight's game as far as special teams? Do you think they're going to play a big game? And as far as even going back to kickoffs, how we handle kickoffs. I know last week or the week before with Delta, you kind of kicked it off, went back, started kicking a little bit off deeper. What do you think about tonight's game?
With Eli, I think he's going to be back tonight. The condition of the field was bad, and the grass was a little tall. So I told him he didn't have a bad game. He was just in a bad situation. So I put that on me. I should have waited and not tried to kick that 50-yarder. But if I know Eli, he's going to bounce back. As far as kickoff, we hadn't decided yet. I just got to look out there and see who they have back there as their kickoff return guy. And usually that's when we make a decision on it.
Yeah, we've been successful with the pooch kick, as I call it. Just doing a short kick. But then sometimes, like you say, I think you kind of see and look who's out there for their availability, and then you decide at that point. So
yes, sir.
That's always big right there. And so talking about that, offensively, what's our strategy tonight going in, or what are you focusing on offensively coming into tonight's game?
Run the football.
I like it.
I want to run the football. Allen and Foster has been doing really well for us. And we also have a third back on Roundel. He's starting to pick up.
Start play well.
So, and with our offensive line, when your offensive line loves to run the football, I love to get the ball behind them. So that's one thing they come to us and say, Coach, run behind me, and I want to run the football. So tonight, you're going to try to see us establish the run early. Now, we do have weapons at receiver. We will throw the ball, but I want to run the football.
Talk about quickly, if you were to just kind of put it on paper, what's a key offensively, key defensively to victory here for tonight at the homecoming game here for Coahoma?
On the offensive side of the football, quarterback-wise, Dale J, he's been doing a really good job of managing the game. So I want him to continue to get really good at that and take what they give him and do not try to force anything. Again, run the football and score. On the defensive side of the ball, we don't need to give up any big plays. We can't let that quarterback beat us with his legs. So special teams, we need a special teams touchdown. So it's been going good on our special teams. So I want to get back to something big happening on special teams.
You mentioned a while ago, and I'm sorry, Mr.
No,
Ingram,
fine.
you mentioned a while ago, and I meant to say something about that because we had talked previously. You had challenged your defense. You said, I want you to score. And they kept saying, Coach, we're going to score. And I remember talking about it on the broadcast at Delta. I think I even mentioned when we got that big defensive score. I think that's taking that next step defensively where we need to be. You know, I know we all can remember last year and how tough a defense we had, and I'm not saying we don't this year because we do, but they're growing.
Yes,
they're
sir.
growing, they're maturing, and they're getting to that level.
They are, and the kids are starting to believe. You can just tell now when you're telling them something or teaching them the scheme, they're starting to buy into it. So for them to get that defensive touchdown, that was big because I don't know if you've seen on film, the defensive line was leading the way. And, you know, they was bragging about, Coach, I made that block, you know. So the guys was excited. The sideline was going crazy. And that's what I want to continue to do. I want the sideline to keep bringing that energy. Whoever's out there, I want them to bring energy for their players.
Coach, I want to mention this before we end here. The fans, you know, we've been on some long trips, Delta, Pearl River, but I've been impressed by our fans attending these games. Of course, we should have a great crowd tonight at home, homecoming. Talk to the fans. Tell us what they mean to you.
I appreciate them coming to the game and supporting these guys. I heard the DJ. I can't hear when I'm down there, but I heard this DJ that we have. I mean, he makes the atmosphere really, really great. They experience a really good experience at ICC. So I want the fans to continue to come and support these guys. They're working so hard, and we're gonna put on a good show for you.
Yeah, I know it's a big night. A lot of people, and you mentioned this, Mr. Ingram, put a lot of work into this. And to make tonight special and make the whole week special, and they've done that. Your office plays a huge role in that, Mr. Ingram, and I know with all those honorees on the field tonight that we'll have. The one person that I'm still confused about is Adam Gore because I haven't seen him all week, and he's not here today with us. So I hope he shows up at game time for kickoff because me and you going to be lost without Adam.
He'll be there, and you know he did a great job at Delta. I thought maybe he was the MVP because he had several people talking to him during the entire broadcast for a call. That didn't work for him.
That's right.
But
he was able to communicate
I
both
thought it was
ways.
a sweet lady. She got us dinner, but I call her Stat Lady. She wanted to talk at him during the entire game, and he did a good job. And he didn't. I know he didn't answer any of your questions, but he was worn out by then.
That's why I'm asking you all my questions. Coach, we're going to stop our banner here because we're going to carry it on to the
That's
night.
right.
We have a big time. So, again, any last words that you want to say before we get off the air for so you can go get ready for tonight's game?
Look forward to seeing everybody out there tonight. Let's bring home this W.
Coach, thank you. And again, as I always say, thank you for everything that you and your coaches do, not only for the players, but for this college. We appreciate you so much. And I know, like I say, y'all putting a lot of time and effort in. And even when Mr. Ingram and I are next Monday and Tuesday sitting at the house enjoying
right.
fall break,
That's right.
I know y'all will be
We'll be
working.
at practice.
And that is definitely recognized, and we understand that, and we know that, and we appreciate all that you do, Coach Mackin. So thank you. Good luck tonight.
Good
Thank
luck
you.
tonight, sir.
Roll Tribe.
Are you in the market for a new or used vehicle? Look no further than Metro Ford. We have an incredible selection of F-150s, Explorers, Broncos, and so much more. Whether you're looking for a rugged truck for the job site or a family-friendly SUV, our expert team is here to help you find the perfect vehicle to fit your lifestyle and budget. And with our streamlined financing process, getting behind the wheel of your dream car has never been easier. Stop by today and experience the Metro Ford difference. We're conveniently located at 1000 Barnes Crossing Road in Tupelo. Online at MetroFordAutoSales.com. That's MetroFordAutoSales.com.